Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem confirming that the United States has intercepted another oil tanker off the coast of Venezuela in international waters. This is the second time the U.S. has taken such actions amid President Trump's blockade of all sanctioned oil tankers entering and leaving Venezuela. But Kentucky Senator Rand Paul concerned that this escalation with Venezuela may lead to a conflict that the United States could do without.
I consider it a provocation and a prelude to war, and I hope we don't go to war with Venezuela. Look, at any point in time, there are 20, 30 governments around the world that we don't like that are either socialist or communist or have human rights violations. We could really literally go through a couple dozen, but it isn't the job of the American soldier, the policeman of the world.
With that, Florida Congressman Greg Steube joins me now, a member of the House Ways and Means Committee, also serving on the House Permanent Select Intelligence Committee. Congressman, great to see you and good morning to you.
Yeah, good to see you. Morning.
Thank you. We just heard from Senator Rand Paul, one of the few Republicans who's objected to the pressure campaign against Venezuela. You heard him there for fear it could lead to war. Congressman, do you share his concerns? Why or why not?
No, and you heard these same individuals, him and others, that have this this issue of getting involved in foreign affairs when the president bombed Iran's nuclear sites, and everybody claimed that we were going to be in World War III, and everybody claimed that we're going to be in an armed conflict with Iran, and we would have boots on the ground there, and that none of that came to fruition. None of that happened. We were able to strike targets deep in enemy area and do what we needed to do and get out. I think what you're seeing here is us finally securing the Western Hemisphere. Venezuela is a state that makes its money off sanctioned oil and makes its money off drug trafficking that has killed 800,000 Americans since 2014. So we have a president that wants to keep Americans safe and secure. Why would we not prevent the infiltration of dangerous drugs that has been killing Americans? 800,000, in fact. So I fully support what we're doing on the drug interdiction side. This is another side that is international law states that these vessels are sanctioned oil vessels that are in the illegal, illicit trafficking of oil that's illegal. I mean, the third ship, I think it's Bella 1 is the name of it, is actually flagged Panamanian, but it's not a Panamanian vessel. The Panamanians have even said it's not their vessel, which is illegal in international waters just by the fact that it's false flagged and can be interdicted. So you finally have a president that's standing up to these different countries and these different people that are illicitly trafficking drugs, illicitly trafficking sanctioned oil. And this vessel was bound for Iran. So Iran and Cuba and Venezuela and China have been moving oil around the world that has been sanctioned, not going through the regular processes and avoiding these things. And finally, we have a president that's standing up against it.
Let's talk about the false flag vessel, the third vessel reportedly that the U.S. is in pursuit of off the coast of Venezuela. Washington Post not happy with it in terms of how this article is put out, at least, and I'll read it to you. It says this: there are three significant risks. First, a blockade risks provoking a confrontation on the high seas that could drag the U.S. into a land war in South America. Second, Venezuela's humanitarian crisis will worsen if Trump stops the export of oil, which could trigger a fresh wave of mass migration toward American southern border. Third, if Maduro goes, there's no guarantee whoever replaces him will be friendlier to U.S. interests. There are three there outlined. Which of these potential risks do you find most concerning as tensions continue to mount between the U.S. and Venezuela?
Well, one of the points is we can't control who their next leader is going to be, and I don't disagree with that. But I would think that the people of Venezuela, by virtue of the fact that a lot of them have claimed asylum and made their way to Florida, want a democratic Venezuela. They don't want a regime run by communists. So I suspect that a democratic election, a real democratic election done in Venezuela, will hail an actual democratic representative for the leadership of their government and not a communist regime that he's using the military and drug traffickers and sanctioned oil to make the income to their country. So I think that you never know what leader is going to arise, but I think if they have a truly democratic process, you're going to see a democratic government come from the regime of Venezuela and not the communist regime that they have now.